Barry, you often speak of taking those emotions that we feel and finding a way to invert them or to reverse them. Can you speak a little bit more on that?
Yes, I'd be happy to. This is critical, another critical stuff. And we call it emotional hygiene. As the name implies, it's cleaning up our junk, our emotional junk, our negative, harmful emotions. So take, for example, anger, jealousy, pride. If we suppress them, they don't go away. They stay and build up and eventually explode. So that's not healthy. If we can learn how to actually transform and change them into their healthy opposites, this is a much more healthy way to live. It also helps connect us with others, which helps to slowly over time reduce the sense of loneliness. It rather creates more of a togetherness. So anger, when we're full-blown angry, we can't work with it. We're blown out of the water, yeah? So what we have to do is, through mindfulness, through checking inside in the present moment, what am I thinking, what am I feeling, to learn to recognize our pre-anger, our frustration, irritability. Sometimes we start shaking a little bit. Heart may go pounding, boom, boom, boom. We breathe fast. We have tension maybe in our neck muscles or body muscles. So to recognize the pre-anger is real critical, because that's where we can work on transforming the anger to its positive opposite, which is tolerance or patience. We have methods to do that. So one method could be to imagine a cloud. And that cloud is your pre-anger stuff. And you imagine that it drifts across the sky, completely dissolves, along with your pre-anger. Now, it won't work the first time. That's guaranteed. We've had anger since we were kids. But if we're persistent, it'll work. It's worked for me. I rarely get angry anymore. Jealousy is a matter of recognition. When we're jealous, we don't feel well. We feel constricted. So recognizing through mindfulness that, oh, I'm jealous, gives us the opportunity then to practice appreciation. To say, I don't want to be jealous. I don't want to be constricted. I would prefer to practice appreciation for the other person. And that's transformative. If you can do that, you feel so much better. And then third is arrogance. Sometimes, a lot of the time we feel that we're not good enough, right? But sometimes we do the opposite. We feel we're, better than others, right? And when we're feeling that arrogance, to recognize the pitfalls, we lose our genuine friends because no one likes to be put down. We don't grow because we think we know everything, so we don't listen. When we're in conversation, we're starting to form our next statement. We're not listening to the other person. And so we kind of die on the vine. We don't grow. So remembering these pitfalls, if you notice that you're in arrogance, you can then transform it into humility, which is a much healthier way to live.
And mindfulness, again, is that tool that helps us start to recognize the pre-emotions, because those really sneak up on us sometimes, don't they? We don't recognize that they're so powerful and that we're in their grip until maybe it's almost too far to address them.
And I think if we see some of those toxic emotions as sort of poison to the soul in a way, that our mindfulness practice, it doesn't just help us while we're being mindful in our practice, but it helps us throughout the day. The transformative power of mindfulness is that we identify those triggers. So I might have a tendency to be angry. I might have a tendency to be ignorant of the suffering of others. I might be, sort of predisposed sometimes to certain triggers. I might start feeling a little greedy or envious of other people, but mindfulness helps me identify those triggers and helps me, check those for myself. Because as Barry was saying, no one likes to be put down, and if we work out of those emotions uncontrolled, unintentionally, we become this person that people start backing away from, enter into that loneliness.
So mindfulness becomes then a tool to help us identify, what's inside, what we're feeling, what we're thinking. And then based on that, we can apply methods that we learn to actually transform this toxic, negative, harmful kind of energy or feelings that we have, and we all have them, that's part of being human, but to be able to transform them, learning a method to their healthy opposites, then we live a much happier life, and we begin to actually flourish. We begin to actually experience connection with others, which begins to reduce our loneliness.